You're listening to Bondfire Radio, real radio for real people.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to TKintheAM on Bondfire Radio, broadcasting live from the Vasquez Buildings in Bushwick, New York.
Hold on.
You just heard Music Soul Child, Alive and Well, beautiful song, and he was channeling his inner Stevie Wonder.
He was trying.
In low-key Frank Ocean. That's what happened this morning.
Family.
Well, here you go.
Oh, two eyes,
an early
though,
out.
right? Oh, two eyes. Music.
You know what?
Soul Child.
Listen. That is not even nice. That is totally not nice.
How was the end of that song? Hold up. We're going back to it. Hold up. We're going to the end of the song. All
you
right?
got to take one of those back because you're just flagrant this morning.
Hold up. Listen to
I'm going to harass him. Okay, harass him about the embellishment. But don't talk about this nigga's eyes.
He's still going. Listen.
Don't talk about his eyes. You can't do that. That's fine. It's beautiful.
He's still going.
Yes, because he's alive and well. Because he's alive and well. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Are you grateful? Are you happy? Shading on Music Soul Child. I'm not here for that. No, you know what? I'm not here for that.
I'm gonna do this shit for 30 seconds.
I'm not here for it. Can you turn me up a little bit? Because it sounds like your mic's louder than mine. Anyway, I'm not here for that. You know why? Because he came back to his senses and made a good song. Because a couple of years ago, I don't know what the hell he was trying to do.
Them sunglasses.
But he came back. Listen.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Listen,
that other laugh in the room.
That does not represent the way we feel here at Bonfire Radio.
We do not
joke about people's eyesight or their appearance. We got a guest this morning.
We do have a guest today.
Yeah.
You get a guest.
She's like 8 miles away from the mic, though.
Come on. Yeah, get into that. My friend Suze is here, the Rockstar advocate.
Ayo.
She's going to tell you things about your life.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Things.
She left us. She moved away.
I know. But you're back for today.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me pump you up.
I will never, I'm sorry, no hate to Nashville, but I will never actually make that my home.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, so should we discuss during the air out?
Yeah.
Not good
okay.
enough?
They got good food.
No,
I mean,
I'm just saying, like, the
things
food
to
is
say
not
about
good enough to keep
Nashville.
you there.
I don't want to hate on anybody, but yeah.
This would be the day for it.
That would be the
Okay, so
Yes,
hold that
it was
under
a
your hat.
Great day.
But Suze is the Rockstar advocate. She, I described earlier to Dondi in the building that you're like a therapist for creatives.
Thank you. That's exactly what I am. I just don't market it that way because it scares me.
I love how she just modestly
people.
said, thank you. That's exactly what I am.
Yo, that's real.
That is great.
Elevator
that's the way
pitch
it's
on
supposed to be.
fleek. What do you do?
Her inner
Therapist
all-star
for
is like right here.
You know, our
Thumbs
girl
up.
Karina calls me the Olivia Pope of the music industry.
Wow. You
Oh.
see?
I mean, I don't want to like toot, but yeah.
But toot because if
Toot,
you're
Do it.
if you're
Get your
gonna do
Nardwuar
it,
on.
it's gonna happen. So today is a special show for you today.
A special show.
All our artist friends and whatnot. Y'all need to listen. Let's get into this news you could use, y'all. Woo! So okay, some voting stuff happened last night.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
And I'm gonna hit Facebook for a couple of quotes. So I have a new Facebook friend. Her name is Claire.
Okay.
And she's awesome, and she's an advocate for many things. And we got to be Facebook friends when I had that whole Beyonce feminist thing.
Yeah.
And I added a few people, but not all the people. I liked her posts. She kept it super real. She was on her shit. So I read her thing about Bernie winning in Wisconsin last night, which is yay and great. But then this is why we have to vote in our lower offices.
Yeah.
She goes, everyone's geeked Bernie won in Wisconsin because she's from there. Meanwhile, a bunch of the people who voted for him did not research the local offices and left half of the ballot blank. And now we have a violently homophobic and bigoted Supreme Court justice who will actually ruin a shit ton of people's lives for the next 10 years minimum.
Yeah, I put that in the news.
So thank you for that because I pulled it up. Thank you, Conscious. She's talking about Rebecca Bradley, and she wants Wisconsin voters elected Rebecca Bradley to a full term on the state Supreme Court justice for a significant victory for Governor Walker, Republican, and conservative groups in the state that threw support to her. And one of her most memorable moments in her tenure so far was that back in the day, she was trying to bring attention to the AIDS epidemic, and she called queers and mocked queers and gay people and called them misdirected. She said they're misdirected compassion for the degenerates who basically commit suicide through their behavior. She also argued that it would be better to get AIDS than cancer, quote, because those afflicted with the politically correct disease will be getting all the funding.
What?
How sad, quote, how sad that the lives of degenerate drug addicts and queers are valued more than the innocent victims of more prevalent ailments. So she's doing the apples to oranges,
right,
and then further just shitting on a whole population.
As she goes.
As she goes.
Right.
Just
unfounded bullshit.
So she will now have a full 10-year term. Though, so Wisconsin, y'all didn't do your homework.
Wisconsin. But see, herein lies the problem.
This is what happens when you leave shit blank.
But across the board, because there is no education about voting.
Right.
There's none whatsoever.
They bank on the fact that you're too ignorant to know anything.
Exactly.
Right.
So, like, you know, and this is a thing that I haven't seen, and I know if I ran for office, if I was in any kind of political capacity, I would be teaching people how to vote. Because people know nothing.
Hillary Clinton actually said in Milwaukee on Saturday night, there's no place on any Supreme Court or any court in this country, no place at all for Rebecca Bradley's decades-long track record of dangerous rhetoric against women, survivors of sexual assault, and the LGBT community. Well, damn.
Well, damn.
You don't even have that chick.
She trying to get in late. Now, speaking of Hillary Clinton, now on April 14th, Bernie Sanders was supposed to be doing a rally right here in New York, which is actually the same day the Republican GOP thing. And de Blasio is a supporter of Clinton, by the way.
Yeah.
For you, de Blasio fans. So he was supposed to be doing a rally at the Brooklyn Navy Yard. You know what I mean? You know, he did the Bronx, and that was like crazy. Didn't hardly get any kind of coverage. There was so many people there. So what's going to end up happening now is he's going to shift it to April 13th. So if you want to see Bernie Sanders, you can go see him April 13th. And then on the 14th is the debate between Clinton and Sanders at the Navy Yard. So what I'm thinking about is, hey, you know what? It might be messed up that he had to shift it over, but then maybe that shift over would give him some momentum in the actual debate.
Folks have not been understanding, and I just learned a little bit about it. Y'all heard about the Panama Papers?
What is that? I saw the trending topic.
It's trending. It's all over the internet, y'all. Well, actually, you know what? Real quick, shout out to the folks that brought this up. Black Girls Rock aired, and HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton, went there, and Zumba Liz in the chat room gives us some tea because I love the chat roommates. She said, HRC, Hillary Rodham, and her hubby have been hanging around my job for the last month or two. She was also at Black Girls Rock and at Governor Cuomo's signing of the $15 minimum wage and paid family leave into law. I'm sure she wasn't there just because.
Oh, of course she wasn't.
Right. And on my thing.
Because like last week, she threw like 2 rocks at 2 black girls. So I don't understand.
Oh, you know what? Let me actually pull this up because the internet detailing it better than I can sometimes.
Not literally threw rocks at 2 black girls, but she was shade and she was very nasty and disrespectful to 2 people that had something to say.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Nita.
I guess they didn't rock enough for her. I don't know.
I'm trying. Oh, here we go. My homegirl, Shanita. Shout out to Shanita. I'm going to read her thing because it tells it. She was watching Black Girls Rock last night, and I kind of feel like Shanita sums it up. She goes, Hillary Clinton showing up and speaking at a Black Girls Rock celebration is like an abusive ex-boyfriend showing up at your party and giving a long happy birthday toast. In both cases, I just feel like someone needs to snatch that mic. Hashtag who left the gate open. Hashtag Black Girls Rock. Hashtag crash my party. There's a movement now to call each other, to stop calling each other freelancers.
Yeah, I hate that word.
And like depicting yourself away. They say it makes you look weak. It makes people take you not serious.
I'm not a freelancer. I'm a consultant.
None of this shit is free.
No.
So how about like what instead of
freelancer?
what do you say to someone in that moment? You know, like let's say there was we actually talked about this on the show. There was a situation and a lady was at a party and her friend goes, "Oh, she's a freelancer." That doesn't say like anything about the person. What do you say when you're in an awkward situation? Do you go, "No, boo boo"? You shut your friend down in public?
Well, let's see. When I'm here, when I'm in Nashville, it's bless your heart, but that's not right.
Right.
In New York, it's like, go for yourself. That's
Right.
not, you know.
That's crazy.
But no, I usually I don't think any of my friends know what I do, so they don't even say that. It's just like, oh, this is sushi, and then they look at me and they're like, you just tell them.
Yeah.
So I haven't had that type of thing, but I think I would just say, well, actually, that's not, you know, the whole story. Really, what I do is I do private consulting, and you know, and then I just step in that way.
You know what? I've never been called that, and I've never used the term.
Yeah.
Or
I've honestly never used it.
I'm a contracted purveyor in a loving boo boo.
I'm an independent contractor. Never.
In a loving boo boo kind of way. Right. Okay, so what are some other things that non-freelancers should do, or let's call us what we are, independent contractors?
Independent contractors. First of all,
Taxman is
That sounds like
for
you
us.
shoot
Just
people
saying.
for a living, though.
Contract. Listen. Knowledge.
Independent contractors need contracts.
Tracks.
I've actually been very blessed that I haven't. Can I knock on some wood over here? I don't know,
somewhere. Just do it.
That I really haven't had too much trouble getting paid. All the clients that I've had have paid me, but I have a contract. Like I've never not had somebody sign a contract, whether it's like the contract is in the invoice where all the terms and conditions are there, or I give them an actual, sometimes like 10-page contract depending on what we're doing, but they know from the get-go, like this is how this is gonna work. And I do let them pay in installments, but if that installment doesn't come, the work stops.
The work stops.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, low key.
Yeah.
Susan's giving the fax hands. You can't
fax
see
hands.
this.
Y'all can't see the fax
She's
hands.
like doing
But,
light fax hands as she says what she's saying.
Aura said, realize all money ain't good money for you. There's
No, it's
that.
not.
Realize who you
And
need
it's
to.
okay to it's okay to walk away from people. It's,
Word.
Where,
you know,
what
Don't
are some,
chase money, man.
don't be desperate for it. Like
Yes.
even when you are desperate
the
for
worst
it,
shit
don't be
happens,
desperate
man.
For it. Exactly. And I made that mistake. I mean, I've done this for about 10 years now, but I've made that mistake where I've just taken on a client because I was like, but I need this money.
Yeah.
No, go babysit somebody
Yeah.
for money. Like don't
Because it's gonna
don't
turn
take
out
that
really,
client.
yeah.
Right.
You could walk chinchillas.
Because they'll expect way too much for too little, and then they'll have you in a bind because you started this thing, and you're like, well, now I'm gonna go into double overdraft, right? If I don't do this, meanwhile, it's way too much.
Yeah, you gotta set those boundaries and stick to them, and people will respect the good people will respect the boundaries, and the bad ones just let them go.
They just let them go.
And they kind of filter themselves out, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, speaking of contracts, and contracts could be formal, they could be informal. Contract could be as informal as an email. The minute we have a paper trail, timestamp is up there.
You go.
The minute you say yes or no, or this is what I'm doing, or here are my hours, the minute it's on somebody's paper trail, electronic or otherwise, that's a contract.
Right.
That's it. So, hey, girl, can you bop, bop, bop? And if I say yes, that's a contract.
And I always, my contracts say that to begin with, that any other, additional agreements have to be in writing. And when I'm on a phone call or a Skype with a client and we agree on something, I always send them an email. Hey, as per our discussion, this is how it's going to go down.
That's just true.
Yeah.
I
that don't work.
That follow-up email.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise they'd be like, did we?
I don't remember. Did we say?
And I'd be like, girl, this was at 2:13.
And I ask for a reply too, like, please reply. Because if they don't, I didn't get that.
Yep.
I went to my spam folder.
Please confirm receipt.
Right, exactly.
Oh, child, see, Susan's out here talking. The Rockstar Advocate is here because she has a summit. You have a summit.
I do. I have a summit.
And we're proud supporters.
Yes,
so thank you for having us.
Thank you for supporting the Rockstar Summit and me and everybody. So
and
thank
you. Summit.
Actually, a number of y'all have met Suze.
Yeah.
Yes. She was up top
on the roof.
Yes.
That's where I met Pam. I knew Dialect for years, but where I met Pam.
And many of them are listeners.
And then I was on their show like a month ago.
You were.
From Nashville.
Giving folks free advice, as you often do. And this summit covers all the things that creatives and artists need to know. Touring, recording, money.
Branding, legal. And I'll be talking about mindset and self-care.
And it's a different kind of it's a different kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
it's virtual.
Can I hold it? Can you hold that
Yeah.
for 2 seconds? Because I want to get into these mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once we get into your joint, it's going to go there. So MJ Krantz said, for example, with the mistakes of being an independent contractor, picking up that tight-fisted client because I was hungry. Then the client turned into the most demanding, scope-creeping time sink, while folks who were willing to pay good money were far less out of control.
Yes.
Word. Zumba Liz said, I definitely did a gig because I needed fast money, and a half-day shoot turned into a 6-hour ordeal.
Yes.
MJ Krantz comes back and says, not having every piece of correspondence in writing, even email. So the demands increased, the contract didn't change, and it was hard to get paid for additional work. Never trust that someone's word is going to count, even if you like that person. Word. Also, no is the awesomest word in the dictionary.
Yes, it is. Learn to use it.
It is a full sentence. And I think the thing that most independent contractors starting out don't do is give a free consultation. It's not that, oh, there.
Yeah,
hello.
but people be thinking, I ran into this the other day, and I think people come from, this is a theme,
Right.
y'all, so they come from a place of lack, right? This is a theme. So one girl was like, well, I want to think about doing podcasting, but I don't want to give it all away for free.
And here's right. And
it's
here's
already
the
on the internet, baby girl.
Exactly.
First
and you
of all,
give
you didn't
the
even
info,
start
you just
doing
don't give the
anything.
how.
Yeah.
You know, you give and I give tons of free info away on my Periscopes, on Twitter, on
you
on
on all the
everything.
social media.
Everywhere. On my blog, on my newsletter, like I always give it away for free, but I don't tell them how to do it.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, it is, and if they want to figure out how to do it themselves, great. If they don't,
They'll hit you
then
up.
they'll hit me up.
Right.
And those free consultations, it's not just a way for them to get to know me. It's for me to get to know them, because if I'm working with them, I have to know if it's a good fit. If it's not, then don't waste your time.
Like you might know you.
So don't
the
jump into
contractor,
anything right
You
away.
might find out in the consultation,
Right.
okay, if they hit me back, I might have to say no.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they're already on that phone call and that time's running out and they're like, oh, but then you know that's how they'll be when you work with them.
Ooh.
Word.
So,
Word.
Yes.
yeah.
How attentive people are when
Right.
they listen
So,
when
like,
you do the
slow the
consultation.
process down. Slow
Yeah.
down. Don't be like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then that's
Nope.
it. Yeah.
Yo, there's no such thing as giving it all away, because it's
Right.
already out there.
Right.
No.
Anything that you've thought about, whatever, anything, but is it you? Is it the
Right.
twist
It's
that
the way
you're
you
giving?
carry it
Yeah.
out.
And
Or
I
is
mean,
it the
are
way-
you actually have to give people something so they can actually buy something from you?
Right.
Because if they don't know what you can do,
Right.
They
what are you
won't.
hiding?
Yeah.
Right.
Why is your Twitter private?
Ah,
You know?
aha. What are you hiding?
It's like one of those things. Huh?
So, the Rockstar Summit,
Yes.
Yes.
it covers all the things
So-
that you said.
It does. I mean, and talk about a lot of info for not a lot of money. The point of the summit, basically, just to kind of give a big overview, is I do a lot of conferences. I speak on a lot of panels. And we go there, and you have these awesome veterans of the industry, and they talk. And the artists sit there in the seats, and they just kind of glaze over.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about terms that we know because we're in the industry, and
Yeah.
we don't break it down for them. And then they don't want to raise their hand, because then,
They
you
don't wanna-
feel like you're
you
the
don't
one.
know anything. You're
Right.
stupid.
Right.
But you're there because you don't know anything.
Right, exactly. So then they don't ask the questions, and
Yeah.
then they're not really sure what to do with it. So a couple of other people, Barry Heyman and Cheryl Engelhart and myself, started talking, and I said, well, why don't we just do like an online conference so that people don't have to travel somewhere? People I'm going to one in Pennsylvania at the end of the month. It's like, traveling, it takes a lot of time and energy, and so why don't we record these things so that they can access them whenever they want to? Artists work 3-4 jobs sometimes.
Yeah.
So let's record it, and then let's really break it down. For $47, you get all of that stuff. You get a pitch session with me to work one-on-one.
Okay, so what is a pitch session?
So the pitch
consist of?
session is basically a half hour with me after the conference is over, where we're going to get on Skype or the phone, and we're going to work on your networking skills one-on-one, because
Yeah.
here's the conference. You've now met with there will be a live Q&A at the end of the conference with all the experts
Yeah.
to ask them questions
Listen,
and
levels,
to talk.
Levels.
But then what do you do after that?
Yeah.
So then
Who do you?
What's the
Yeah.
Right.
follow-up?
How do you work on your elevator pitch? You've learned all the info, but then how do you put? So I'm making myself available to everybody who attends the conference. There's a little worksheet with a question from each panel. So to make
Yeah.
sure you've watched the panels, you answer each of those questions, you email it to me, and then boom, we'll schedule a pitch session.
Nice.
It's a $50 value, and we just talk about, well, how are you going to pretend I'm somebody real important that you've been wanting
Yeah.
to meet? How do you approach me? And then I'll help you refine
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
So
So check it out. Listen to my demo.
yeah, no, bye.
So yeah, so
that
what
doesn't work.
Oh well, you know what? Don't tell us. I was gonna say what does the artist say, but don't tell us because they have to get the pitch session.
Yeah.
No, because I
got my
love
demo,
how
though,
you
for real.
are doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's next level.
I'm really excited. I mean, it's different. I'm really excited about this, and the experts are super excited as well. We've got, like I said, Pam and Dialect from Bunch of Budget. Willie Green offered to do it, and like he dropped some real knowledge about recording and what it's like to be in the studio and be professional.
Yeah.
Karina, who's been on now 12 tours, gives a lot of info about
That's
what
a
it's
lot of
like.
tours.
Yeah, what it's like to book a tour, what it's like to be signed to Deep Thinker Records, what it's like to, pick a tour partner. We really get into it, and I'm really, really excited. So I'll be hosting them live at specific times to answer your questions as we go, or you can just watch the videos at a time that works for you.
Yeah.
So you can do both.
You could easily continue doing what you've been doing successfully and go on to other things or pick up a really big client and just put all your energy into it. When did you decide, you know what, I'm going to do this summit, and why exactly did you decide to do it? Because you don't have to do this.
Right. Well, thank you. No, I'm really passionate about it, and so it really was not a difficult idea for me, decision for me. But after being on these panels and as an advocate, the Rockstar advocate, what I stand for is educating artists.
Yeah.
Doing it yourself doesn't mean do it alone. So figure out how to get your team and how to do this and make this your career. So when I decided to do this, I was like, I love these conferences that I'm going to, but there's got to be something more. And I'm an introvert. Like, I like to be on my couch in my PJs, and I don't really like to go to all these networking things. And so many artists are like that. So I thought, well, let's do it virtually, so I don't have to like rent an event space or I don't have to do that. And let me host them live, but let them, then I kept thinking, well, if I'm at a day job, like, I'm going to be real pissed if I miss it. All right. So, like, I just kept thinking of different issues that come up, and then how can I fix that?
Yep.
Right.
Listen.
Yes.
And that's how the ebooks came. It was like, okay, well, if I see a panel, but then I don't retain it, or what if I took notes, but I don't really, that's why the ebook is going to reiterate everything for you.
Because a lot of people don't even take notes, and that's a
Right.
problem.
Right.
Like when they
So
see
it's like I
something and watch
can't make it
what's
any easier for you.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
So that's where this all came from.
That's so thoughtful.
Thank you.
We're almost done here, but what are some things that artists, like top 3 things that artists, independent contractors, and or all types of creative people need to work on for people to take them fully seriously?
Okay. 3 things. 1, boundaries, because when you set them, people will respect them. So definitely whether you're an artist and you're coming up with the prices for your songs, or you're an independent contractor and you're figuring out what you would and would not work for, set boundaries, because then people know you're serious. The other thing is get your brand on point, please, because no eggs. I don't want to see any eggs
None
on
of that.
Twitter.
Your page is private shit,
Right.
and you're a public person, then you're not important to me.
Right. And if your page is public, don't be posting personal,
Baby mother, baby father.
right. No drama.
Photos of all kinds, your grandma's
Be
funeral.
professional,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep it professional. Make sure that your stuff is spelled right. Your website reflects your social media and back and vice versa. And then the third thing I would say is just always carry yourself with respect. I mean, if you don't respect yourself, nobody else is going to. And so don't play yourself. Don't put yourself in situations that aren't good for you. And make sure that you, like I said, just carry yourself well. People, and this went in for the Rockstar Summit, all of the experts, this came up at some point, was talent will only get you so far. If you're not a good person, they will work with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And just general, good person, not special, not whatever.
Exactly.
Good.
Just-
Are you good?
Exactly. And because people remember, I mean, Lou from Reverb Nation, Lou Playa is the head of
I know
Reverb
Lou.
Nation. I interned for him 12 years ago, and we lost touch, and I was doing my own thing, had no idea he went and started Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
Mutual friends said, yo, you should get back in contact with him. I'm sure he'd love to, talk with you. And when I met him 12 years later, he's like, I remember you. Like, you did really good work. And he didn't have to.
No.
Like, nobody, but you don't know 12, 10, 5 years later who you're going to run back into. Make sure you've left a good impression.
Yeah.
So.
That's so true.
Child,
That's it.
Suze, we got 2 minutes. Tell them where they can find you and the summit and when the summit is or when they can start
Thank
accessing.
you. Social media, everything is Rockstar Advo. Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, Pinterest, Rockstar
Branding, bitches.
Advo. Then you can find me at therockstaradvocate.com. You will find on the homepage the link to learn more about the Rockstar Summit. It starts next Thursday. Unless you upgrade your ticket, there's a bonus day on Wednesday the 13th.
Okay, see? Listen.
So there are different tiers there. If you have questions, come find me on Twitter. But yeah, there's all the information you need to know is on the website. It officially starts Thursday the 14th. It goes to Saturday the 16th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a live Q&A with all of our experts. There is a Facebook group which as soon as you purchase your ticket, you are in, and you can come hang with us. You're in it. You can come talk with all of our sponsors are all in it.
I'm in the building.
Yeah. You're in the building, and you can come network. So come network before the conference even begins.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's it.
So you know what? It's a pleasure for Bondfire to always be involved with things that you have.
Right
and
back at
thank
you.
you for always being involved with things
Yes.
that we have.
No doubt.
Yo, that's what it is. The whole good people trade off. This is what this is.
I gotta add that too. Independent contractors, support your own. Support
Word.
other ones doing it.
I mean, we
That are doing it
basically
well.
trading money. It's just it's what it is. But you know, it's us that got to start the trend. You know, conscious.
TK and the AM giving you 3 reasons to wake up. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern, only here on Bonfire
Yes.
Radio.